Chelsea and Adam have problems and a flash forward. Phyllis and Victor join forces, and Victoria is officially brash and sassy. All that more on this week's Restless Wrap-Up.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
It's that sound again. So you know what that means? It is the Young and the Restless after show. And if you're continuing on from the rest of the Sunday soap block, sorry guys, we don't have Michelle Stafford in here with us, but we do have wine.
As usual.
Actually, it's almost just about done.
But as always, I'm your host, Lacretia Lyon, and you guys can always find me at LACRETIALYON anywhere on the internet, since there is only one. But there isn't just one of us here.
No.
I have my lovely lady on the end there.
Hey everyone, it's Kiera Giavanni. You can find me on all social media at Kiera Giavanni.
And my sharp dressed man.
My name is Charo. No, I wish. I'm Alexander Rodriguez. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at On The Rocks On Air, and find out more about me at OnTheRocksRadioShow.com.
And you guys can always like us on Facebook.
You can love
like
us.
us on Twitter.
5 stars.
You know, 5 stars on iTunes, YouTube comments. We love to read your comments, guys. So always feel free to message us on there. And for the most part, you guys are pretty nice, which is great.
They are.
And speaking of nice things, Michelle Stafford did provide me with some Skin Nation products. And you guys, of course, I'm sure you all still follow her since she was the original Phyllis on Y&R. But SkinNation.com is where you can purchase these amazing new skincare products that Michelle has made herself.
Are you going to share? What you got in there,
Face
girl?
wash. Oh, I love it.
I know I've got coconut oil, face wash, eye cream, and when it was Coco Lux, I still use that eye cream, and it is amazing.
Oh, wow. Gotta try it.
But I guess we'll get off skincare and start talking about the week that was in Genoa City.
We need some Genoa City care is what we need up in here.
I know. Need that glow behind your bow.
We actually got to see workers at Brash and Sassy this week. I'm so excited. And they were good extras because they were like, blah, 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 and then blah, blah, blah. And there was men, and there was women working, and they were in their lab coats, and I was excited to see some activity at Brash and Sassy.
You love the small things.
I do. It's amazing because it creates, like, when we actually went outside with, like, real wind,
God.
I had to take a break and, like, compose
and
myself.
that Chancellor Park.
Yeah, the new
We'll
get
Chancellor
into that,
Park
but
is
oh my God.
amazing. Yeah.
Cheers to Y&R for getting the park.
That is upgraded.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe you guys should design GH's outside scenes. They aren't so great.
The shade came early today.
Oh, it was a shady week. Oh.
It was, and we kind of hit on that on Twitter earlier.
Yes.
Of course,
Yes.
I already spoiled my pick, but but yeah, I mean, I guess Chelsea and Adam were the forefront this week.
They were.
So I guess let's talk about them.
Guys.
And see, Melissa and Justin were making jokes about it on Twitter, even because she's like, I guess women age really badly.
And on Instagram, they also posted on Instagram. P.S. I want to give a shout out. Young and the Restless has a really fun Instagram.
Yeah.
They get to
do.
see behind the scenes on the set, which excites me
And
so much.
everybody loves each other.
Yes,
It's so
yes.
cool to see that.
Yes.
But Chelsea and Adam, yeah.
like, where are you going?
You guys, you know, I love Y&R. I love when it gets a little crazy. I literally had to put the remote down, and I can't. I just
was
couldn't.
just happy
I
to
tried
see
and I
Connor.
couldn't. Children of the Corn, you mean? He was Children of the Corn.
He had nothing to say, no reactions. He's just
Well,
you
except for
guys.
when he saw his daddy in jail, I was like, that was kind of sweet. It's like, wait, I'm supposed to smile? Like,
I'm just, I don't want to put any shade out there on actors because I love them, but that kid is just not connecting with that cast, and it's kind of making the scenes fall flat. And like, Connor misses me. And I even put here, I said, Connor needs to get a tan, and no, he does not miss you.
oh, poor
Poor
Connor doesn't
kid.
get out the house, so Tan is out of the
Because he's up in
question.
the attic. He's like Anne Frank writing his diary up in the attic. He's like, Mommy and Daddy won't let me come down the stairs except for my birthday.
See, I was going even darker. People under the stairs. He looks like Roach.
You guys are so
I can see
mean.
that. I can see
But
that.
he's just like the other kid actors. They really have a great chemistry, and I know it's
Lily's
not the
kids,
Yeah.
so
yeah,
cute.
and it's not the fault of Chelsea and Adam,
No.
them as actors, because they are working their ass off. And I have to give it to that duo. Not only do they have to work with the kid that was like, I could give a crap about what's happening, it's my birthday. When they had to flash forward,
Oh,
they
yeah.
had to work through that, and God bless them. God bless America.
I know. I'm like, I think we do need to get Connor that interacts a little bit more with them, because the other kids on the show are just so much more.
Good.
And that's the thing. It's like they set the bar so high that you're like, okay, like, you know, let's
It's
just
just time to grow him up a little bit,
Yeah.
make him a teenager.
Yeah.
Past
Yeah,
that
like
awkward
Chelsea
phase.
looks old enough for a teenager, at least in that flash forward. I was like, oh, even Melissa's like, I look horrible. But Justin kept the same haircut. We're like, oh, yeah.
Oh, and so did she, by the way. I was like, honey, 30 years, you couldn't change your hair? Girl, he does that soon. It was too much.
Yeah.
Like, I forgive a lot on soap operas, even in science fiction. I couldn't. And I it was like a production of Old Town. Like, that's what it was. It was like stage makeup 101.
But
old people.
It was so bad, it was funny. At least I was like, at least we're all making fun of this, including the actors in the
Yes.
scene.
Yeah.
It was like everybody was in on the
That's the best
joke. So I'm
part.
like, okay, it's cheesy, and they know it's cheesy.
But they really had to act through it. My suggestion, because I know, you know, soap operas don't have these huge budgets, and so they've been doing such a great job lately with the sets. I could have seen that same exact scene with like a really bright white light where they're kind of washed out, so it's more, you know, like intimated that it's older, whatever. But God bless them, they brought the tears in, and there was that whole drama, and then the
let's
kid who played
recreate it.
Connor in the future, that's where I was saying Children of the Corn. I was like, oh,
We should recreate that scene your way.
thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, he was like Jeffrey Dahmer in training.
It was bad.
Crazy. I was like, doo-doo. That was a little whatever.
It's like, move over, Max. We got a new serial killer kid in town.
And I'm sorry, 30 years in the future, like Chelsea is like so sick with, you know, she probably has Hillary's disease.
Yeah.
God, you know,
man.
God bless her, whatever. But it's like we know Chelsea would move on in 2 years.
Yeah, with Billy
Oh.
again, you know, because her and Billy. Well, at least she did think Adam was dead when she moved on with Billy, but yeah, I don't think she's like all up. Yeah.
But we are starting to see some dynamic in Chelsea and Adam, which we were saying it was just too sickly sweet. And now, you know, they're a little bit at odds. They fought a little bit. They had some
I like
touching
the
moments.
fighting scenes,
Me
for
too,
sure.
finally. I mean, I like to see people fight, but I like them to see real, like with Stabby.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I want to see them fight outside of that freaking prison room. I'm so tired of it.
Yeah, I mean, I really did like the scene, even though he was sort of misogynistic. But yeah, why did you bring my son in here?
Yeah.
At least that was a good conflict that totally made sense and was like actually them fighting, not that, oh, we're gonna quickly make up. You know,
Yes.
it's like we've got to go somewhere with this storyline.
I totally
Faster.
agree. And it wasn't that he was so mad at her for bringing Connor in. He's mad at the situation.
Yeah.
To be so powerless when all this is going on, and you know, number one on his mind is that Chloe's with Chelsea. Chloe's with Chelsea. Chloe's with my kid. Chloe.
Yeah, for that awesome sitcom. I just love
That's the second reference. I'm like, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for that
I know,
spinoff.
like, 'cause, like Chloe's insanity is just amazing to me. Like when
She's
Dylan
just a
came in, she's like, "Yeah,
breath
bro,
of
wacky
fresh air."
sitcom," like the hands and everything. I'm like, "You're my girl."
I'm telling you, that Chloe girl,
Yeah.
she is on my heart.
I know.
Every week, it's more and more. She's so good.
She has brightened everything up to me,
Thank you.
especially her
Yes.
still standing toe to toe with Victor, and you
Her
know,
scenes with Victor are
Yeah.
epic.
So good. It's funny you say toe to toe
Yeah.
because when they were in the park
Yeah.
set, she got up on 2 steps and she was still the same height as Dylan and Victor. And I was like, "You go, girl," because I'm
She gotta be what, 4'11"?
yes. Well, you know, I'm not that tall either, so I love it when the little ones have power.
well, and to me, that was such a good, you know, scene for blocking, as well as you feel like Chloe would have done that. She's like, "No,
Yes.
I'm on your level." She walked up those stairs, like, you know, with purpose, like.
And the attention even to her hair, makeup, and outfits. Chloe is coming out of her cocoon. She's not playing the little poor as me role
Not
anymore.
anymore.
Now she's here to
Broke
take
away
control.
from Kevin?
You guys, do you think that she still is in love with Kevin?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I feel that, you know, just like Mariah has brought up, because she talked to her about this, that with the relationship with Kevin is centered around Delia, and that she doesn't want to go back there because it brings up too many heart memories. And like Kevin, I feel like she loved him, but she really needs him when she's off. And I feel like right now she's in, you know, I guess manic. We're not going to say
Right,
she's
she doesn't want
bipolar.
anyone to talk her down from what she's doing right
Yeah,
now.
she feels empowered, and she doesn't need Kevin in this situation.
How'd you
Kevin.
see them
I
get
know.
back together, though? in the far future.
No.
Yeah, to me,
I
I
see
feel
it.
like this is sort of their end game. And, you know, the more that we're writing it with Mariah and Kevin and how Mariah's so hurt by this, I really, as much as I want her with Kevin, I want to see Mariah move on and then him come after her. Because
Yes,
this
I
is too
totally see
sad
that,
to
yeah.
me.
And we always talk about Mariah with Devon.
Oh, yeah.
You guys, it's
that.
not gonna happen. Stop trying to
happen.
make fetch happen.
No, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, because Mariah deserves someone right now that's going to build her up. And this is the thing with her character, and to me, this was some of the best Sharon we've seen.
It
is
was.
being
Yes,
a
I
good
agree.
mom. I was like, she didn't have crazy eyes at all.
She
was just
didn't.
there
She
for
only
her.
did once when the
on point.
doorbell
Yeah.
rang. I even wrote down and said, does Sharon not know that that's a doorbell? And every time I'm like, fire alarm! Drop and cover!
Or like my dog, every time the phone rings, it's like delivery.
Yeah.
That's how sad I am.
I totally agree with you. I even wrote down Sharon got to be a mom, Mariah got to be a daughter, and there was a real mom and daughter scene. Loved it.
And that's the thing is I've been wanting more storyline with Mariah and for, you know, Sharon to really come through with her. And this week really provided that. And to me, just to hear how heartbroken Mariah is, I'm like, she needs a fun fling or something, you know, and then
Something.
Kevin needs to
Yeah.
come running to her because, you know, they do have this close relationship. And you see that he obviously does feel the same way, but he's a guy and he's dumb and he's not thinking
just it.
about
He's a
it. And
dumb guy.
that's it. It's like he wants to go back to what he had with Chloe because it was his perfect family and he sees her with Bella. And it's just like, that's
But
not
when
there
you
anymore,
see
Kevin.
and Mariah together, do you really see like a fun dynamic relationship happening? I don't think it seems like it's all boring and
And I think
Kevin
that-
just doesn't know what he wants, and he just
Yeah.
came off the most passionless relationship with Nerdy Girl.
Yeah,
I mean,
with
talk
Nat,
about
yeah.
no passion or anything. You know, so he doesn't know what he wants.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing is Kevin doesn't know what he wants, but it's like slapping him in the face.
Yes,
and
I
I feel
agree.
like at one point it's going to be literally her slapping him in
Yeah.
the face and being
Oh,
like,
that would be good.
seriously,
Wake him
Kevin,
up.
Chloe doesn't love you anymore. Like, this is over.
I know now he's diverting his plan. He's like, no, I got this under control.
I mean, even Mike, and I loved because we did get Kevin and Michael scenes this week, and
Yes.
they're probably my, you know, other than Nick and Victoria, my favorite siblings, you know,
Yeah.
because how their dynamic is like Kevin, you know, is not getting it either. And Michael's telling him, yeah, no, leave her alone. You know, you've got a good friend in Mariah.
But with Sharon and Mariah, are you able to look past, you know, the secrets that they have?
Totally.
Yeah, to me,
I'm not.
This week,
Yeah.
I did.
I didn't. I still am like, y'all are shady, and it's gonna come out.
Well, and the thing though is I really understand both of their point of views in the
Yes.
situation and why they're doing what they're doing, especially Mariah because she finally has a family and she doesn't want to ruin it. And her scene with Faith last week and then her scene with Sharon this week just shows how much she needs this. And
Don't
that's what's
condone
gonna, yeah.
this. You over here,
No, I'm always the one that's like, I love drama. Hello, I'm a gay man. Love drama.
They are wrong.
What I loved was that Mariah stole the flowers, and how like pathetic is that? And you feel
I
so bad.
know,
And
but-
Sharon was like, "Well, you don't do that. That's
Yeah.
pathetic." But then the scene ended was like, you know, they look good there. So it was the mom being a mom, but then it was also her being a friend, telling
Yeah.
her what was
Yeah.
up, but still not making her feel embarrassed about it too. So you know, but I think them building the family structure, they're only building it to explode it because these pages are also going to tell us
What's
what's
going
up
on, exactly.
with Sully.
Oh yeah, and I feel like there's going to be even more to the pages that we don't even know about now.
Like a
that-
choose your own
yeah,
adventure.
Maybe Chloe wrote
Yeah.
some stuff.
Some
in
naked
there.
drawings from the Titanic.
But yeah, to me, like I really love Sharon kind of being like, yeah, they do look good there.
Yeah, that was a
because,
cute moment.
And to me with Mariah didn't even feel good about doing it. She's like, oh my God, I've done something horrible. But it's just one of those things where you're in the moment and you can't take it
Yeah.
back.
Oh,
And-
we go through that all the time.
Oh my
yeah,
god.
and that's what I love about Mariah. She's someone who's come on and, you know, just really grown on the show. I mean,
has.
and just
Yeah.
like when Cameron Grimes was Cassie before, we're seeing this development. And yeah, her relationship with Sharon is obviously different than Cassie. She didn't know her till she was older, but it's very much, we see this on soaps all the time, like with Sam and Alexis. They have a different relationship. And this week really delved into, you know, how good they are together.
They are good together,
Yeah.
but we gotta expose this, move past that scenario, and do good.
I do agree. We have to move past certain things. And we got a comment in our YouTube section from last week is like, they agree with us from last week is that, you know, Y&R kind of, they back themselves up into stories and don't know what to do with it. So
Yeah.
they're like,
Yeah.
let's drag
And
it
they'll
out till we can
desert 'em.
figure. Yeah. But Mariah got to dress like a young woman this week too.
Oh, yeah.
She had
did.
that like pencil olive skirt and the blouse. So that was nice. And then of course they ruined it in the next scene for her. But
But her hair always looks great.
yeah. Yeah, and she's got amazing skin, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
She probably uses Skin Nation.
Exactly.
There you go.
What else?
Yeah, to me, I guess we'll keep going with Mariah here because this was my favorite scene all week, by the way, is when they're all with the dress fitting for
That
summer.
was so cute.
good.
I love that scene. Everybody was so upbeat and happy. But the only thing I have to say is, why was Sharon and Chloe drinking and you're on medication?
That's true.
Seriously.
Especially, with Chloe, we don't know if she's on medication because she's probably not taking it. But at least with Sharon, you're
she
supposed to be
says
on
that
it.
she's on her medication,
And you
and
can't drink on that stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we need to
Medication.
check her in somewhere.
Medication mixes with alcohol
No, it
very well.
doesn't.
It's called
Are you
extra
taking it from
fun
me?
time.
Right now. No, just
Yeah,
kidding.
depending on the medication, we do not advocate
advocate
that at AfterBuzz TV, but sure.
We put the buzz
do.
after buzz. No, but that
We do.
scene, talking about sitcoms, that was such a
Yeah.
classic sitcom scene. And it reminded me of a scene from The Women, which is that old play, which is a
yeah.
play with just women. They each have their own story, but such colorful characters. I love when Y&R puts all these characters together, because sometimes we forget all of the interaction and,
and
the
that everybody has a
personalities.
story together that maybe happened years ago, but when they interact again, it's like,
Yes.
oh, we remember.
Especially with Sharon and Phyllis being there because they're both sort of a mom to Summer, and that's why I hate
Yeah.
that the whole reveal with the paternity kind of hurt the relationship between Summer and Sharon because Sharon was the one that was there for Summer for her first wedding to Austin.
Right.
And that was really great of them to bring that up. And then to
Yeah.
Summer to be like, you know what, Sharon, I am really glad that you're here. You deserve to be a part of this. That was a nice nod. And then talking about Phyllis showing up to the wedding in the dress.
Yes,
Oh.
I mean,
God.
loved it. And we also got to see the power that these women have. It's like, it was almost like a witch coven meeting, you know? But it's like, they kind of control all the men. And
They do,
in
but
Young
it
and
was
Restless, Genoa City.
I love Phyllis with her poker face because she is right there with the Victor. She's a conniving mastermind, and I love that she could put on a good face, go support her daughter, but still have an agenda.
Yeah, I'm glad that Phyllis is getting her power back and in a good way because she sold it so well and I love because even when Chelsea and Chloe are talking about their almost weddings to Billy,
Right.
it was just like Phyllis didn't even blink. It's
She's like, okay, noted.
But I did love that scene.
Yeah, that to
all
me,
did.
just so many nods to history, and it was a good scene of women getting along, which on soaps doesn't happen very often, especially when you have that many of them in the room together with all that history with Billy and Nick and.
It was just ironic that they're all together for such a happy moment, but nobody expects this marriage to actually happen.
No,
That's what
they're
I
all
love.
like, oh, we're just gonna support you because you're dumb.
Yeah, because I love Mariah. Hey, Snowflake, even just starting out with the, this isn't going to end well. And I love that Mariah kind of got the end of it. You win on the worst story with her marriage to
Yeah,
the
Yeah.
that was so good. And we also forget sometimes with all the drama that these women are running this fashion company. I forget that Chelsea is running this.
I do too.
And then Chloe all of a sudden is like, what do you think of my creation? I'm like, you go, girl. You just started today.
She just sketched up something.
Oh,
And
yeah,
we
yeah.
didn't get to see it, but it was beautiful.
That was Chelsea. She's like, oh, while you guys were talking, here's boom, Vera Wang. But we forget that, yes, like Mariah, they all work and they're very successful at what they do, and
we
they
need
have
a
a creative
fashion
side.
show or something that actually
Thank you.
shows that off.
Yeah, and one that's an actual fashion show, not we're just trying to stake someone out like
Yeah.
they did the last
Right,
time.
let's do a real fashion show.
It could be
and show
Chelsea's
the
designs
company.
with brash and sassy makeup and all this stuff. It could be a culmination, and the other companies will be left out in the dust.
And are there any other companies?
Yeah, it's like
And
we've
the whole
got,
Then the whole thing.
we've
I
got
think there's
Newman.
just two.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's why, I loved when Chloe met Victor. I'm like, you guys couldn't pick somewhere else where all the companies don't converge in that plaza?
Yeah, I mean, isn't Chancellor Park just like in the middle of everything?
Everything.
I love
Like, meet at a
Chancellor
Dairy
Park.
Queen where nobody expects to see you.
They upgraded that park.
They
Such a
sure
beautiful
did.
scene. It's right
Yeah.
there with the pool scene for me. What about you?
Yeah.
And to see Victor in those shades, I was like, yeah, you go, Daddy.
Looking over the shades
Yes.
a little bit.
Oh,
like,
no. I was like, wow.
Victor played it so cool.
Oh, yes.
He always does.
I do love that Dylan just had to like have his moment there after he gets, suspended.
Be grounded by his dad. Yeah.
It was like, I do love to see Paul being a dad because this is something that we've been robbed of for years, really.
Yeah.
I mean, because even with Heather and Ricky, you're like, they were adults, just like Dylan, but they never really were fatherly with him,
But Paul's a smart guy, and so he should be like, you know what? I know what you're saying. Run with it. Just don't let me know about it. But he was really upset about Dylan continuing this. That took me aback.
Yeah, I found it odd, but except for when he mentioned that it was like the Newmans and that was what he was worried about. Then that put it in perspective, and he is
True.
trying to, let
Paul's
Dylan know.
a real, smart guy. He knows what he's doing. So if he wants Dylan to back down, it's for good reason.
And plus, when he yells at Dylan gets that wounded blue eye shiver. Like, oh my God.
I know, Steve.
God, he's so
Because he's like a
sexy.
powerful man at home, and then it's good to see him have to take a seat back.
Yeah, and I loved him going to the park to clear his head, and then he sees what he and Adam had talked
he's
about. It's
overhearing
like, yep, she did it.
And I love how Victor was like, oh shit. He's like, Chloe, tell him what we were talking about. And she handled it. She was like, fine, you go. I got
handles
this.
everything. When Dylan came over the house and was questioning her, she had an answer for everything.
And she knew to meet him with all, like you guys said, with all this like frenetic energy.
Yeah.
To be like, he couldn't just say,
he's
what
like,
you crazy? What are you doing here?
Let me back down really quick.
Yep.
She knows what she's doing.
Yeah, and I love Dylan being like Adam, and the only two people in the town to think it's weird that she's there. They're like, seriously, this is odd. Why
Everybody
are
else
you
is
here?
embracing it. Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
I like those two.
Especially in a town that's so hard on everybody. It's
Yeah.
like, you gave me a paper cut 10 years ago. I'll never forget it.
Yeah, it's like, how long have Phyllis and Christine been feuding?
life.
Yeah.
Where is Cricket?
I know. She comes and goes. She's my girl.
Is that your cricket?
I know. I'm like, wait, that was a cricket noise that was really bad, guys.
We need that from
It's
Paul.
like
we
my
need to see
Cosby.
more of that relationship guy, not just, meddling in your son's business. Where's your woman?
I know. That's the thing is Paul, I feel like, is resigned to the background, just like Christine. But at least with Dylan, he's
Jack.
getting to show up more. Yeah, and Jack has become like just a piece.
All they do is like,
ruined
oh, you
Jack's
shouldn't do
character.
that. And that's all they
They
that's all
literally
do.
ruined his character. How do you think they're going to come back from that?
Yeah, let's get to that. Well, Jack's only scene of the week, right, was talking about Phyllis with Jill and then talking about Phyllis with Billy. But I really felt like Billy had a point.
He did. He was like, you drain Phyllis. Like, she's not the same person.
But the
with
only
you.
reason
And
he
it's
said
true.
that is because he's jealous, whatever.
I get it, but no,
Billy's a
she
bad
has
man
way
still.
more dynamic scenes by herself. Anytime we see her with Jack, her energy just decreases, and it's like, oh, I don't really want to be around you.
And you guys pay attention to what Jack is doing. He's doing nothing but wandering the halls. Like, I guess I'll sit down and talk to you. I mean,
he has no
Come on.
purpose right now. I don't like that for him.
yeah.
And that's my thing, is like they need to come to a conclusion of where they're going with this. Is it going to be Jack and Phyllis come back together? We get, this all aired out and Billy and Victoria get together, like it seems, but at the same time, they're really just portraying Jack as like sort of a jerk now, and you're like, what?
But he's not that person.
No, and
You guys are right. He's coming across like that old annoying guy. It's like, just, go to your room.
Jack, go to your room.
Have a glass of whiskey.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a time for John Abbott's ghost to show up and talk to both of his sons.
I've been saying that for
Yeah.
weeks. We've been missing John Abbott, but he's probably on an island somewhere. Like, I've worked my whole life. I'm good.
Yeah.
But we know that Bethany's coming back in some capacity,
She
so
is.
that's got to stir some crap
And
up.
Travis.
Yeah.
Oh,
hopefully.
you guys, when they said, go find Travis, I'm like, I'll help.
Yes.
Victor, I'm off.
And
I'm on the
Victoria
case.
needs that, because I don't think this
Yeah.
whole Victoria Billy thing's gonna work out. She needs someone who's there for her.
But
So
it's
Travis
also-
is the perfect guy.
It's also relaxing to see them have that chemistry.
It's
And flirt
relaxing.
without any intention of following through. I like that.
Yeah,
It's a little intention.
You
He's
think-
still a man. At the end of the day, men are
Billy's
gonna
not a man,
try
he's a
it.
boy, and he'll put it anywhere.
No, exactly.
It's like, oh, there's a new male girl at Brash and Sassy.
Yeah, so he might hook up with her. I don't think it's anything, productive for Victoria, but he might, tap that a little bit.
Yeah, exes, they love to mingle.
Like
You could have like a one night stand, but it's not like they're gonna get back together. I don't think so.
No.
I feel like eventually they will, just this is soaps. But this time I am just liking how we see them getting along
Yes,
and then
yes.
being co-parents.
I wish
and
we
stuff.
could see the child.
Where is the child? If they're spending the night in the office, it's like, oh, okay.
Where is he?
like, where's
but
Johnny?
I guess the nannies have that covered.
Yeah,
That is some well-paid nanny, I swear.
Johnny and Katherine. Where are you guys?
And poor Kane doesn't have any good ideas, apparently.
He doesn't. Well, I mean, I will
Yeah.
I have to admit that whole scene with Phyllis, being the person that Billy envisioned when Victoria said, what her
That
commercial
was funny.
Yeah.
That was funny.
It was such a fun scene.
That
We
was.
haven't seen that before. Well, we've seen it before, but not anytime recent. I thought that was so cute.
See, that's an artsy piece done well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to me, it just showed where Billy is at. Like, and
He's
even though he's
still
having this scene with
Phyllis.
Victoria, and see, even her, I mean, if she was envisioning something, I feel like it would be Travis. You know, I feel that that's where they both
Yeah.
are, is like
I
with
agree with
somebody
that.
else in their mind.
But yeah, I'm not seeing Kane's role with all that. Why are you still involved in that? Why do you want to be involved so bad that you're willing to just take a back seat?
And you know the way he walked into like when he first told Billy, "Oh, you lost your company," like he was like
Yeah.
swagger.
And then
Now
now it's
Jill
just like,
is literally Kane. Go work on this. You know, like go sort the files.
Well, because her plan has finally come to fruition. She wants them back together. So Kane, you're out. We don't really need you anymore.
Yeah, as much as I like Kane and was really
so
excited
sexy.
for this storyline for him to get something new, I'm just
power.
like, yeah, I feel like now he's the odd man out because the whole plan was for Jill to make Billy man up and get back together with Victoria,
Victoria.
which in her mind is what's going on right now.
Yeah, so she's like, Kane, go,
Yeah.
go,
But
go
Kane
help
should
Lily.
fight it a little
Yeah.
bit. Like when he came in and saw Victoria sitting at the desk, he should have been like, "Get out" or something. And he was just like, "Ooh." Okay.
Yeah, he just had a little sarcastic comment. But
Yeah. Oh, wow.
I mean, and
Oh, my ears are burning.
and I'm finally glad that Jill is picking Billy over Kane, but at the same time, I
I know
now
you
feel
love
bad
that.
for Kane because it's like she's
I
always
do,
picked
yeah.
Kane over him, and I'm like, Billy is your own son.
Oh, and they're starting to give Jill better power outfits. Did you guys notice this
Oh,
week?
yeah.
they were.
Yep, a
and
little
I
better
hoped
tailored,
He might have picked something.
bolder colors, and her hair is now. Yep, she's on
She's
board.
back
Yeah.
to old Jill.
I know, and that's one thing.
And her
that's just
scenes with
amazing.
Phyllis. Can we talk about that?
Oh,
She
yeah.
showed Phyllis, I'm the HBIC. This is
Mm.
my city.
Yeah.
I don't know what you think you have going on, but I'm running this.
Yeah, and that's sort of how it should be, because if we're
Yes.
going in a hierarchy, Katherine is now in a better place, so let's have Jill be
yep.
the matriarchy. Mhm.
Totally see that, and but I think in a different world, Phyllis and Jill would totally rule the planet. Like they would Thelma and Louise their way across America.
They could.
Oh yeah, I'd love to
not
see
in
that.
Genoa
Yeah,
City.
No, not in Genoa City.
yeah, because they wouldn't want to keep that friendship after the whole thing comes out about
Yeah.
Phyllis and Billy.
I still think it's going to be Jill's fault that we all find out.
And I kind of hope it is at this point because they've had so many opportunities to do the right thing with
Yes.
Jack, and now it
Yep.
almost just needs to hit the fan.
Yeah.
I agree.
And I think
feel
that'll
like-
be the most drama.
Yeah, and nobody would be mad at Jill. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah, to
Like,
me,
how could you be mad at her? This is his mother.
Because everybody's always going to be mad at Jill for something because she can't just sit down.
they always shoot the messenger.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Jill can take the bullet.
Of course, she's the weirdo that wanted to walk in on her son having sex. Like, she's that weirdo.
She didn't want to.
She was like, like Norman Bates style.
It just kind of came to her, and she's like, okay.
No,
let me
she saw
follow
the
right
blouse
with
on the
this.
floor. She's like, oh, Billy, walk.
But
No.
how many times have you seen something and it's like, I know what this is, but I'm still gonna go search for it?
Not if it's my own, like, offspring.
Do you have offspring?
Please.
You're like,
This is my offspring.
Right. And the wine
I
is
love
telling
you.
you don't do
Yeah.
it. Oh, there's still a splash in there.
Did you want to splash? There we go.
But yeah, it's like that was awkward because your first thought is your son's having sex with someone and you want to walk into the room to see who.
No.
Like, what was that?
But she's so logical. She's like, I don't even care who it is. Well, no, I care who it is.
Yeah.
I don't care what's going on. Let me see. Is it Bethany? She had a feeling it was somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, I loved Bethany. But I don't know why Billy didn't. But,
And she
you
said,
know,
this shirt is too classy for Bethany. Who is it?
Yeah, that was so funny. I'm like, oh, shade.
That
Poor
was
Bethany.
funny.
I hope she comes back with a vengeance. Like Chloe.
Because-
Her and Chloe need to be friends. And
Yeah.
then, yeah.
That would be good.
Because remember even Jack made a joke about Bethany? He's like, oh, well, not too many brains there or something.
Yeah,
Remember
yeah,
that? I was
yeah.
like, poor girl, she's not even there. Anyway.
I know, and Jacob in the chat says they need to have more for Lily to do, like a
They
storyline.
do. Get her out of the club.
Oh, you guys, the family tree scenes
Oh,
with
that was so
Lily
cute.
and Neil.
But that family tree is so messed up.
Yeah. Oh, amazing.
Talk about fruit of the loom. Like,
Yeah, it's like, does it do a circle? Like,
Or is it an arrow?
there's like a bush, and then there's a snake in the apple tree. Like,
And I love Jill. She's like, I'm just trying to get their
That was
minds
so
off
hot.
of how everything connects. Just follow me, Lily. Follow
Yeah,
me. I was like, I got this.
That was so funny for Jill to step in.
and she was throwing her shade. She's like, put these apples away. Put
Right,
these apples
yeah.
together. I was like,
Yeah, Billy and Victoria
Yeah.
together, and then no, not these. And I
Right.
did love that this did open up for a
Yes.
possible storyline with Lily and Neil.
Well, you know who our idea, like who Neil's mommy's gonna be.
Yeah, I feel like
Live
Yeah.
long and prosper, and Michelle
Yes.
Nichols.
But what's the story there?
yeah, and that's the
And
thing.
why
is
is he so reluctant to let it go?
Yeah, because, you know, he and Malcolm never really talked about their parents that I can remember. And this will be a good time because I know he's not on Criminal Minds anymore
Right,
for
for Malcolm
Shamar
to
to
come
show
back,
up.
please.
Oh my God, that drama. Woo.
Yeah, because he did come back a few years ago and it fit. So I'm hoping that maybe that's a big surprise in store with us with the talk about their parents because,
But just spend some time on it. I hope it's not just, okay, here's
The one and done
here's
when he
Shamar.
came,
Yeah,
yeah.
please, let it draw
Well, we know
out a little
Nichelle
bit.
Nichols is only on for 2 episodes.
So, yeah.
But it kind of seemed like he was talking about his parents like they were just not good people, and he would rather like whether there was abuse or even worse
It
alcoholism.
just seemed like a really
there.
bad secret.
Yeah, and you
Was
do
there
see
something
that
that-
he and Michael both had like dark sides to them, so obviously that came from
Yeah.
somewhere. So, but this is something I've always wanted to know about is how they grew up because I've always loved their characters, and so this
It would
will
be a
at
new
least-
storyline.
Yeah, an actual storyline for Neil and possibly Lily where they don't even mention Hillary.
And a story for the
Yeah.
dark people.
Yeah.
Thank you, dark people.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can take that 2 ways.
Oh, Neil. And yeah, that's the thing is like they only had one scene with him this week, but I was like, okay, I feel like this
It was
is
a
gonna
nice
It's
open
gonna
scene,
up
though.
more.
develop,
Yeah.
and Lily's not gonna let it go. She's gonna
And we
find
got to
out
see
who
those
it
beautiful
is.
children, by the
Oh
way.
my
Yeah,
God, they were
their
so
children
cute.
are so cute.
I'm telling you, they're stacking it against poor Connor. I'm telling you.
And even the young Summer was like dynamic and cute. Yeah,
Yeah.
Connor, come on.
Yeah, we got to give Connor more personality.
I honestly think they should just bite the bullet and just recast him. The kid's young. He's not going to know.
I will not condone a little boy losing his job. I just won't.
He doesn't care. He obviously doesn't care.
His parents care.
That's true.
His Coogan account is racking up some dollars.
You go, Coogan.
But I guess speaking of young Summer, Phyllis and Victor have joined forces.
I call them
yeah.
Vickless. Vickless.
Vickless.
Victor and Phyllis.
I'm
You don't
just-
like Vickless?
I don't.
To me,
She just threw shade at me, Lacretia. I'm telling mommy.
I like Vickless.
Vickless.
No.
No.
But yeah, it's like I love that Phyllis is just like still like freaking hate you. But well, this is for Summer, and yeah, I know that this is where I need to go to get stuff done with this Luca guy out of here. And like, cause Nick is at least off investigating.
Well, they had a little FaceTime with him.
I love that Skype, by the way.
Yes.
Nick is like, in real life, he's like, I just want to hang out with my family for a few
Right,
weeks.
but
He's like, I'm just Skyping to work with
Yeah.
him.
Get the same pay.
There was some spark, though, between Victor and Phyllis, and I was like, oh,
No.
I saw it.
No, yeah, Victor and Sharon was bad enough. No.
That was the worst. The
Oh.
absolute worst. Seriously.
You think if her eyes were big at the doorbell, can you imagine the next morning with Victor?
Oh, I didn't want to relive that.
No, I like try to pretend that storyline never happened.
Never. I'm just glad nothing came out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just not logical for
This
those
whole-
two to be working together. It's not.
I think so.
I feel like
For this only.
only for this, because I feel that at least she knows that Victor would have been on her side with Summer, and he hates Luca just as much as her and Nick do. And I feel like this is sort of one of those things where you got to come together for Summer.
I get it, but then
Yeah.
that's gonna ruin their whole tension storyline. Now they're gonna be, buddy moving
I'm
forward.
sure that Phyllis still hates him. You saw her disdain in that. She's like, yeah, this is just for Summer, and that's what I
Yeah.
felt like. The tension is still there, especially with Jack. Like,
Yeah.
This is going to bubble into something else.
Yeah.
So they could get along for just this, but we're going to find out so much more. Like Travis is going to be involved somehow, whatever. There's still going to be room for Phyllis to get to jab Victor at some point in this whole thing.
yeah, and I feel like when the revelation about Billy comes out, it'll just all blow up again. Like, this is a temporary, thing, and because how much Victor hates Billy,
Yeah.
and like what this could possibly mean for Victoria, because her and Billy are in a good place, and I feel like this would make her think less of Billy, and then cause a big thing, and then Victor will have to come in and be Big Daddy.
Oh, I just can't believe they're getting married.
Some more scenes with Victoria and her child, so she can use that as leverage against Billy. Like, I'm taking the child, but we have to see him.
Neither
to do
one of them
that.
really seem that concerned with the kids. Do you want to take the kids this weekend? Go ahead.
Yeah,
I
sure.
don't care.
Johnny and Katherine, they're good. And I do love that it was Source Jen on Twitter who made the best assessment of Phyllis and Billy's relationship and said it was, and I quote, just like the Suicide Squad. Critics hate it, but fans kind of love
Oh,
it.
I love that comment. I did read that comment too.
Yeah, and I agree. And forever when I was supporting them, everyone was throwing shade at me. And
I remember.
And now everybody's on board and
Well,
in
when
the
I was
chat as
supporting
well.
Sharon for this whole time, you guys were like, "Oh, I
Yep.
hate her."
Yeah.
Look
And then
who's
this
on
week,
my side.
yeah, I know.
Sharon is Karen.
Yeah, she didn't have crazy eyes this week.
I missed that.
But doorbell.
Oh god.
Oh, anyway, but this Luca wedding, the scenes with Victor and Luca were so delicious. Especially when he saw Luca like on the video, he's like, "Whoa, you little punk!" Like I love that. But then when they were having a scotch together in the middle of the day, by the way, which I love.
Yeah.
Like just Victor, just that was so delicious and yummy.
No.
I just love it. I cannot wait for Luca to get it and get it good.
Oh, yeah.
He's
he
framing
deserves-
that boy.
Yes.
He deserves every little bit he gets, and I love how Victor was just like, eavesdropping, son of a bitch. Like,
Yeah.
Loved
He
it.
knew it was gonna happen.
Oh, so good.
He played him so well, and I'm like, this is the Victor Newman I like.
Yeah, Luca's just
Totally.
a snake. Like you should be 2 steps ahead of Victor if you're really trying to weasel your way in there. He wasn't.
Oh God, I just love it.
And
And I love like after their meeting, Luca was like, so I guess I'll need an office. Did you remember that? Victor was like, no.
No.
yeah, that was, and you could tell, like, he just so lapped onto it. I was like, you sad little puppy, you.
God.
He's like, yes, I want a job so bad. Oh,
my God.
That
it's
was
like,
a great
act
moment.
like you've been there, buddy.
He's like, I don't hire family anymore.
Yeah.
yeah, that's Victoria, you know? Yeah.
I
And
love
that
that
scene
moment.
between Victor and Victoria, it was cute. It was nice to see emotion from both of them because they're kind of emotionally challenged. So I love to see that.
Why couldn't Victor just say,
Great job.
good job or something?
No, he can't. I mean, he showed it, but he wasn't going to say it.
See, this is why Eric Braeden was perfect, and Ray Wise did a great job of replacing him as Robin said on How I Met Your Mother, because that is so what her dad did to her, too. Like, it was like, all she wants is for dad to say, I'm proud of you.
But
Just like
the older
Victoria.
generation kind of has a problem with that.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, my grandmother did. She would never want to admit when she was wrong or say like,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that definitely is like you never aired your problems and all
yeah,
that.
it's just like, yeah.
But my heart ached for Victoria more. It's like, God, she really just is displaced right now. Her brother's gone. She's just a little lonely.
Yeah, and that's why I like that her relationship with Billy right now is in a good place, because, like, he's sort of just being a friend and a co-parent with her right now, and I
Yeah.
feel like that's what she needs, and that's why I
Yeah.
hate that possibly the Phyllis stuff coming out is going to wind up hurting Victoria. because
But the possibility of Travis coming back is going to leave doors open for Victoria to get
Oh,
her
yeah.
groove on.
I want him to come back in and like be like a character, because we all know we think that
Yeah.
he's just adorable,
Yeah.
but he had a really good energy that he added too.
No,
Yeah,
no,
I
he
thought
did.
that Travis really brought in the side of Victoria that she needs to have, the fun side that we're seeing with Billy, but yeah, and when they actually get together, it's not there. And with Travis, she gets that. And it's also, he's very similar to Nick, and not in a weird, gross way. I don't know why people sometimes get a little too...
They do, yeah.
Yeah, but Nick has always been her protector, her good brother.
But can be rough with her too,
Yeah.
and we saw that from Travis.
And fun.
yes,
That's what
fun.
she needs. It's
Exactly.
fun.
That's why we love the camping scene so much from last week. Is like we love to see the characters have fun, like the wedding dress scene.
Exactly.
Have a little fun. Like these are real people. That's why I love watching the Young and the Restless Instagram, because we get to see them have fun.
Behind the scenes,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah, because Sean Kerrigan and Christian LeBlanc are just the funniest people on there.
Aren't
like,
they?
yeah, they have a new video like every day.
You
Like,
guys, when are we going to be on set? Like we need to do on-set
know.
interviews.
Yeah, we
Young and the
do.
Restless, hello. We won't cause that much of a scene.
He wants to be an extra.
I want to work at Brash and Sassy in a coat.
I know.
I'll be like, I developed the best perfume.
I'll be in the fashion show.
Yeah, knowing me, I'm like, I'm only suited for Travis's bar.
No, I could see you as the reporter,
Yeah.
like giving some sassy questions. I could totally see
I
that.
could see that. Or
Yeah.
I could see her at the
Oh,
bar.
yeah, because they can put me in Yvette Nicole
5
Brown's
drinks
role.
in.
Shots on Travis.
Yeah. Shots fired.
Oh, wait. Okay. And then going back
yeah.
to the whole Victoria Billy thing.
Yeah.
When he taped her snoring, how cute
That was
that?
so sweet.
Because I snore.
Oh, I do too.
You do? You do?
Don't tell anyone.
Women never admit that they snore.
I try not. Well, no, I always like to warn. Like, I snore, so you should probably go to sleep first, and then you won't have to hear it. Yeah, I've been taped snoring before.
Creepy.
But it's only because I don't want to admit it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I think I snore, but I'm not sure. And then they're like, yeah, you snore.
And the
That was a
cutest-
cute moment.
Yeah,
though.
it's cute, and it's really cute when animals snore because when
Animals?
my dog snores, and like my cat sometimes will sleep with her, and then like start to wake up when she snores. She's like, God, it's the cutest thing ever.
If somebody snores,
yeah.
they have to go home. That's what happens in my bed.
She was like, don't post it, Billy.
That was really cute. And the fact that
Yeah.
Billy would have had to take in the energy to be like, I'm
Right.
going to do
Oh,
this.
that's so cute.
Yeah, okay, you're right. Okay,
remember.
Yeah, that's what I
all
say.
right.
Victoria and Billy were just too cute this week.
Sure.
But you're right. She just needs a friend with some familiarity. So.
Yeah, and I'm kind of glad that Billy is that. And I guess that was it for the week that was. in Genoa City.
no.
Chloe hiding the pages in Victor's
Right.
Yeah.
picture?
Yeah, to me, her pulling it out was just like, and she's like,
Crazy.
yeah, I hit it in the most obvious spot, and then, you know, she's so gonna frame him.
And it's so funny that you said pull it out because
Yeah.
that was so phallic to me. From his picture, she grabbed this long oblong notes, and it was like pretty much handing him his power back. Literally, it was very phallic and bringing it out. And the fact that it was in his office that whole time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
her showing her hand there. Whip it out. Who's bigger? Chloe's.
But she could have just said, "Hey, cops, they're in Victor's office because
Yeah.
he did it."
No, not even that. Just gave an anonymous tip or something.
That's what I
Yeah.
mean.
That would have been better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But so, like, but why didn't she do that then?
I don't know. To me, Chloe probably has another plan. You know, how her little brain works.
I
She's
hope, or
amazing.
maybe they're
Yeah.
showing flaws. Like she's not this perfect,
I feel
mastermind.
that part of her did kind of feel bad when Chelsea was talking about Connor's birthday and Adam being there. I saw
Because she's a mom too.
Well, yeah, Chloe's a mom, and Chelsea is her best friend, and she does care about her, and she cares about
gave her a
Connor.
job.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like that moment I saw in Chloe that she did kind of feel bad, and I feel like that's why she sort of struck up with Victor. But I feel like she has way more cards up in her sleeve.
I hope so.
Yeah, because Chloe
was a little
versus Victor is too
disappointing.
fun.
But and Victor even said you could have sold me out, but you didn't.
Yeah. What's going on? What's next?
I wonder.
Yeah. What's next is the shadiest moment
Woo!
of the week.
Hey! Oh my God, this music is perfect.
It is so good.
All right, and thank you for that lovely music. To the shadiest moment of the week. I couldn't just have one, but
This
it's
week was full.
definitely between Nikki and Sharon.
Look what I just wrote down. I'm like,
It has to be. It has to be.
I mean, it was just too good a line.
It was. So I'll get
Yeah.
to that one next. But first of all, when Nikki said to Sharon, "Are you taking your medication?" It's a fair question,
Yeah.
Sharon. I love that. It was like, put her back in her place. Yeah, you don't have crazy eyes this week, but last week you were crazy. So are you on your medication
that was so
or not?
good. Yeah, but she could have said, "You drinking again, girl?"
She could have. I get that.
Sharon should have totally said
And then
that.
when Nikki called Sharon the human vacuum, she was like, "Sharon, that's all you do. You suck in every man you meet."
I was like,
my God. How shady was that?
That was so good. And for Nikki to say "suck," I mean, that's not even
Yeah.
Nikki's like vocabulary.
Vacuum,
Yeah.
suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
She
was
was-
some innuendos there.
Nikki was all shades of shade this
She
week.
was, and she just sits there so classy, throwing her shade. I love it.
She was throwing that shade, and then when she did the side eye to Chloe, like, Nikki was on point,
Yeah.
and her hair looked really good this week. I'm so glad you said Nikki.
well, I guess best and worst
Okay,
dress.
all right.
Oh.
I'm telling you, I think they're listening to us because each week it's just getting better and better. It's getting harder and harder. I was gonna pick Chelsea's really cute plaid dressing that she wore, but
Oh,
then
I like that.
they did that flash forward, and I just couldn't. So I had to give it because we've seen Chloe week after week. She's been playing like the mousy. I'm in a motel room. This week, just like her character's coming out of her shell and doesn't give a crap. This outfit was so Chloe to me because it's still baby doll-ish on the top, but then we have the sexy leggings, and then the two-layered pleated is very schoolgirl throwback, but sexy, almost like lingerie, which is the lace top, and then the schoolgirl tie down the middle. It was such a dichotomy of innocent versus devil. Like naughty schoolgirl, and that's what I thought this was. It was fashionable, and we got to see it back. She's back in the fashion world, so of course she's paying attention to her outfit. And this is young, youthful, sexy, naughty, everything. Oh,
Yeah.
we're having a Tampax
I
commercial
mean, I
over
was
here.
trying to get into our chat, make sure I didn't miss anything.
See, I actually thought you flip-flopped these this week because I hate
have to
this
agree.
style.
No
and I was
way.
like,
We've
this
never
is
had this before.
ugly.
This is awesome.
We got it.
And then my pick this week was Victoria's green dress because I love green.
That was the most hideous thing I've ever seen in my life.
See, I was like, I know I'm like the least fashionable person here, so I don't really get a say.
No, that green thing I couldn't even talk about, even though that wasn't my worst
It was
dress.
such a pretty color and it fit her.
She looked like the Jolly Green Giant.
Jill, because Jill's been having these powerful outfits like that. That's so typical. I could find that at Macy's.
And I hate like that.
Are you
Macy's is
serious?
closing 100 locations.
Okay, listeners, weigh in. Like, give me some
Macy's
support,
weird.
or like weigh in with them. I am really shocked with you guys.
No, that's bad. And the hair it didn't fit.
Oh my god.
I know. And,
No, I'm like, what?
Yeah, I know.
No.
Okay, all
When
right.
I saw that, I literally thought that was your worst dress.
I literally
did.
hate those sleeves and everything about it. The shirt.
But it was
like,
pleated. Oh god,
But,
no.
yeah, you see what I wear, so I don't.
Well, I would never wear this either, but still. Okay, well, that was my pick, and I'd love to hear what our listeners have to say. Okay, so the worst. Oh my god, the human piano. So that's all I had to say.
And see,
was
I
the
love
human
this.
piano.
I would wear this, but I love black and monochrome is my
I
thing.
love blacks and whites, and you know they usually put Eileen Davidson in kind of outfits like this. I love the cut, and I love the colors, but that print down the front, she looked like a piano. No, she looks like a Yamaha. No.
I
See,
just
I'm
would
like,
have
I
worn a
loved it.
different top.
And that hair does not
tucked
go
in.
with that outfit at all. That hair is like it's just falling down. This was just poor choice. It was like, oh god, we have to give her a power outfit. Let's have this. I have never seen a print like that on that skirt. I don't think it's fashion forward. I just think it's hideous. Boom.
I like the skirt. Like I said, with the different top, it was tucked in, maybe a little more flowy, make it more businessy, put that hair up, a little red lip. She's hot.
You could play the theme da, 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 on the front of her skirt. All right.
Yeah.
Wow, you guys, we totally disagreed this
know.
week.
Ew.
I love it.
Yeah, and I don't know if you're going to agree with my winners and losers of the week. But yeah, I wanted to give it to Victoria again for the winner, but I'm like, you know what? Let me just give it to Chloe anyway, because the way that she played Victor like a fiddle, and I just love when she's talking to Dylan like, yeah, we're a wacky sitcom. Just like, I mean, I'm kind of in love with Chloe. She's just like brought so much more to the show. So I'm like, no, you know what? As much as I love Victoria being happy, let's go with Chloe.
Amen.
She's been winning for the past couple of episodes.
She has.
And then that's why it's so sad after her great burn on Sharon, I gotta give my loser to Nikki because Nikki this week was just Victor's lapdog except in that scene and just her following him around. It's pathetic. And I'm like, Nikki. And her just like not believing anything about everybody's like, you know, he's totally behind this Adam thing. Totally behind. And she's just like living in La La Land. It's like, honey, if you're not drinking, maybe you should.
She's happy to have her old life back and Victor's home and out of jail.
I agree with what you're saying though. It's like, come on, girl, you have a brain.
I know,
see that.
And that's the thing is like, Nikki, where was all this fire? You know, bring it back.
Yeah.
You know, I think you need to take a dip in the dark side with Neil.
Okay, we have so many like double entendres tonight.
Yeah, we do.
I just spilled him out. But speaking of things I love, for our news and gossip this week, it was a bit of a slow week.
TV News.
But Y&R alum Susan Walter, she played Diane Jenkins, who most people forget was Kyle's mom, and also played by Maura West, who is fucking fantastic. Oops. She is joining my favorite show, sorry, Y&R, The Flash, as Caitlin Snow's mom.
Oh, cool.
And no one knows if she'll be getting Frosty.
Great casting.
Yeah, I know. It's like she looks so much like Danielle Panabaker. I'm like, that's really cool.
Awesome sauce.
Yeah.
I have some news that I actually just saw right before we started airing.
Okay.
Miles, I forget what his last name is, who plays Luca.
Yeah.
They just announced he's going to be doing a big play with Judith Light and Al Pacino.
Ooh.
Oh my God.
Wait a
Judith
minute.
Light is soap royalty.
She is royalty, and she's a great actress.
Can we
yeah.
set up a date to go see that?
I'm not sure if it's here or if it's in New York,
Well,
but
let's
Al
go.
Pacino. But here's the thing,
Yeah.
you guys, it's in October, and we know they rehearse those plays all during the day for hours and hours, and then they have the run-throughs, and then they do the shows at night. What does that mean to the storyline?
yeah, what does that mean for Luca? Because, you know,
getting
that
framed.
takes a lot,
Gonna
you
be
know.
in jail.
And October's
Yeah.
not that far away, so they'll have to start rehearsals by the end of
Yeah.
August.
Oh, yeah.
If they haven't already.
And we know that Luca's dad is coming back, so who knows what's going to happen? Maybe he gets shot at the wedding, JR
Oh,
style.
don't say that.
Yeah, I mean, with Justin doing another show as well, they obviously can work around things, especially because, like, Steve Burton doesn't even live in LA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they do it all the time, but
But
we'll
a play
see.
is different because the play
Yeah.
doesn't care about TV at all. Like,
No.
theater people just don't. And then we're talking about 12-hour days rehearsing, especially with Al Pacino, because, you know, he's crazy. He is.
But yeah, I guess that is it for the week that was in Genoa City and for the Restless wrap up. So let's tell us where they can keep up the conversation.
Keep up with the conversation on all social media at Kiera Giavanni.
You can find me at Twitter and Instagram at On The Rocks On Air, and more information at OnTheRocksRadioshow.com.
And you guys can always find me at LACRETIALYON anywhere on the internet, since there is only one Lacretia Lyon. And be sure to hashtag ABTWYNR if you want to talk about the show or anything else. We
Chime
love
in.
to hear your
Like
comments.
us, 5 stars.
Yeah, 5 stars on iTunes, thumbs up on YouTube,
You
or
said you
wherever
have a
else you can
prize
find us.
coming, right? If we get to a certain amount.
Yeah, if you like our Facebook page and we get to 500 likes, I do have a prize, and we'll do like a trivia question on air to
Love
see,
it.
you know, who wins.
Love it, love it, love it!
But yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys.
Oh, and then, okay, we already said that.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz ya later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.